told me.
Why are you treating me like I'm a criminal?
No, I didn't!
Where's
I
it?
did not!
Text message, anything?
I did not!
Yeah.
You can't do this! You can't!
In a riveting twist of duty and loyalty, law enforcement officers often have to arrest their own flesh and blood. Loyalty goes on a test. Let's see some examples of cops who were honest with their job, and some who unfortunately weren't. Teresa was at a crossroads after being caught as a suspect in a hit-and-run accident reported on Lanes Mill Road. Her narration of what exactly she hit kept changing, but she made sure to mention that her father was a sheriff, thinking it might help her case, not knowing that it might actually backfire.
Well, here's the thing. Your dad, the sheriff's officer, wasn't driving your vehicle today. Are you just scared you're going to get tickets or something?
Yes.
Is that all it is?
Yes.
So you want to just tell the truth?
Yes, I'm telling you. I think I hit something. I remember hitting something.
But obviously your bumper is over there like this officer was saying.
It's already damaged. They already reported to the insurance.
Officers came to the crime scene where a missing piece of a bumper was found, which belonged to Teresa's car. She repeatedly denied hitting the pole, saying the missing bumper on her car was the result of hitting a deer once.
Yeah, there's a white bumper here. Your bumper's in the road over there. Everything's matching up. Witnesses said they saw a white car.
When I hit a deer in Pennsylvania because I go to school and this part was hanging off already.
Okay.
Eventually, however, she gave in and told the truth that she did hit the light pole.
But I remember, from before this, I already hit something, and he.
Give your dad a call. Now that we've figured out what's happening, and you're telling someone the truth. You went up the curb. You hit the traffic signal. The traffic signal fell down, and you left.
I was texting.
And then the father, Sheriff John Lee, arrived on the scene. In an unexpected turn of affairs, instead of defending his daughter, he ended up corroborating the story that the officers were already thinking of.
Okay. So what's the?
This guy
Okay.
This piece was missing, but these scratches here.
She tried saying that was old damage. It happened in Pennsylvania.
There was some damage to the car due to a previous hit with a deer, but the bumper breaking off was the result of some fresh accident.
She hit something. She hit something. Yeah, she hit something. Yeah. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys' help.
Good professional ethics made him refrain from interfering with the investigation or trying to intimidate the other officers. In the end, Teresa was charged with reckless driving, DWI, and leaving at the site of the incident while failing to report it to the rightful authorities.
Dad. Where's my dad?
Oh, your dad's right over here.
Take a load of this hilariousness. Here, a woman was stopped by the Gwinnett County Police Department, but what stood out to the cop about her was that she was wearing a cop's badge and even had a gun on her.
The reason I stopped you is your right brake light is out. Who do you work for?
DCS.
DCS. What's DCS?
You don't know what
Department of
DCS
Children's Services? Okay. Is your license then? Do you have your badge on you?
The woman tried to throw a bunch of technical terms at the police officers. However, the officer soon realized that she was just tricking him.
Are you a police officer or you're not a police officer? You're not a police officer?
Later, she admitted that she was not a cop, but borrowed the badge and gun of her cop friend to get free food.
So why would you go into Quick Trip and get free food with your badge and gun?
The officer then called the DCS, and the office inquired about her and exposed the truth about the woman.
She was with her friend, Petra Edgerton. She was going to give Petra her badge and her gun to go into Quick Trip and get some food. When I pulled them over, she identified herself as a DCS officer and then later admitted to not being a DCS officer. Brandy Green admitted to giving her the gun and the badge to go into Quick Trip to get the free food.
Buck thought that he had a cop buddy, so things would be smooth for him, but the cop did not reciprocate his sentiments. On September 14th, 2022, a man named Buck was caught driving a red Chevy pickup truck by his cop friend, Kevin. He had a suspended driver's license with multiple priors and was even driving around an unlicensed pickup truck.
Sheriff, Captain, I mean, they've seen you driving, we gotta get you.
I'm just trying to tell you something. Listen, if
I'm
you listen, the person that was driving this truck just jumped out of the over there on goddamn Lake Morality. And
You just passed him?
yeah, on
And he didn't
67.
turn around?
No, he didn't. I swear to God, he didn't. My car,
You can't get a driver's license in the state of Florida, dude. That's how bad it is.
After all his attempts to sweet talk or cool off his buddy failed, he decided to take the last drastic step.
Body jumped out. God damn it! I picked on him one foot! Dog, you could have just gone and got.
man, I'm trying to tell you something.
There's Kevin!
Did they not?
Kevin, back up.
Kevin, you stay out of this.
I had to get the truck out of the road. Brother, I'm telling you.
Stand up before I drop you again.
After his failed attempt to run away, Buck decided to pull one last card, and that was to try and guilt trip Kevin. But it was to no avail, since Kevin was not an easy target to take down. Soon enough, he was secured in handcuffs. The friendship served him no favors. In this story, a cop blinded by power sets out to straighten some personal grudges by taking advantage of his blue uniform. Officer Kovac did that on April 16, 2018, with his daughter and her boyfriend, whom he greatly disapproved of. Stopping the car they were in, he asked the boy to step outside. The officer was on a mission to set some records straight, and the way he went about it would shock you. Take a look.
You're going to jail. Get out. We'll make shit up as we go. Any guns, knives, weed on you?
The dashcam recorded what is a clear violation of law. As Kovac explicitly stated, he had no reason to arrest the boy. But that was not all he did. What happened next was even more shocking. He kidnapped his own daughter despite her protest.
I had my seatbelt.
Go back in your house.
No, I don't have to get to my house.
Oh, you do.
You can't take me. I am 18. You have to give me a reason. By law, why are you pushing me? Why?
She was spelling out her age, 18, which cleared that she was an adult, as the law in Ohio states. The officer legally had no room to detain her in this manner when she was a legal adult.
Treatment! Knock it off!
You don't want me! No, I didn't! I did not!
Text message, anything?
I did not!
Yes.
What? I never did! What do you mean? I wasn't even with you! I wouldn't let me out of the car!
After this dashcam footage was released, the officer was laid off immediately due to his misdemeanor. This woman thought dating an officer would bring her some immunity from law, but when she got caught for DUI, she found out that was not the case at all. And her boyfriend was certainly not willing to go the extra mile for her. On September 5th, 2023, officers received a call for a woman driving recklessly, but when they arrived on the scene, she was found to be the sergeant's girlfriend.
You can stay in the car, just give me your key fob. Because who you know, it don't matter, okay? You know it's against the law to be driving under the influence, correct? Are you gonna get out of the car?
What game are you playing?
I'm not playing any game with you. Are you gonna get out of the car, yes or no?
No. Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Really? Oh, what the f***?
You don't get any favors because who you're dating, you understand that?
The sergeant removed himself from the investigation for the sake of transparency. It was an act of integrity on his part. But visible shock and betrayal were evident on the woman's face as she realized that she wouldn't get off scot-free, despite her boyfriend being a cop.
I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know her issue.
I'm so embarrassed. I don't.
Was the child inside the car? You grabbed the car. You grabbed the kid?
Yeah, I watched him get the kid out of the car.
Are you? I guess your mom?
Grandma.
Grandma?
But wait, that was not all. What's worse was that their child was also in the car. The sergeant called the child's grandmother to take him away. His girlfriend didn't just put herself, pedestrians, and other vehicles at risk, but also their baby. Unable to take in the fact that she wasn't receiving princess treatment after being caught drunk driving, she tried to resist the arrest, which only made matters worse for her.
Oh, what the f***?
You're gonna listen.
He told me. Jasmine. Hey, get up. No, he told me.
That's enough.
Stop.
That's enough. Now knock it off. I'm not going to tell you again.
She ended up being charged with several crimes, like resisting and obstructing officers multiple times, aggravated DWI, and reckless driving. Well, that has got to put some cracks in that relationship.
I need to go home.
You are not.
Please. I need to go home.
I'm letting you know I can't let you go home. You're arrested. All right?
In the twists and turns of life, here we have a case where a cop had to put cuffs on the wrist of his senior officer. Corporal Scott Birdzik seemed to have learned nothing from his years of catching criminals, since he ended up becoming one in the end.
Given me some indicators, I'm not really comfortable with this whole thing at all, because right now you're being detained. Very uncomfortable right now.
Are you on?
Yes.
I'm not drunk, I'm fucking pissed and I'm tired.
He was driving around Florida in his car, and he ended up crashing into another vehicle. A cop soon arrived at the scene of the accident, and was shocked to find one of their own as the perpetrator this time.
So the game plan that I have is arrive with me, going to our station. There's things that we can do to fix this,
It wasn't just that the cop had crashed into a car. Upon testing, it was found he hadn't crashed into a car in an ordinary state of mind.
You're gonna stand with your feet together.
I can't do this shit.
Do not begin the test until I tell you to. Do you understand?
I do.
He was drunk as a skunk. Completely failing to prove his sobriety, he was arrested by a subordinate and friend. It definitely was an awkward arrest. Stopping a law student who was the son of an attorney might not be the best idea. And this cop learned that the hard way.
When did you rent the car?
Yesterday. So as a citizen, as someone who, if the only thing I did was...
The body cam footage shows Marion, who was driving his U-Haul truck in Arkansas loaded with furniture, when, after making a wrong turn, the cop stopped him. Marion H. Jr. was not only a third-year law student himself, but he was also the son of Marion H. Sr., who was a renowned attorney himself. That meant he was well aware of his rights and instantly started a game of semantics with the cop to wheedle his way out of the sticky situation. The only reason for his arrest that the cop stated was that he was, quote, behaving nervously, which arguably anyone would do if cops stopped them out of nowhere. The long search ended in vain, and during that period, Marion was kept in handcuffs. Marion called his attorney father and made sure to record the entire experience in that call as well. The footage proved to be valuable when he decided to file a lawsuit against the Arkansas State Troopers and said the reason for his arrest was racism against black people. And here is a perfect example of how even a little power can corrupt you to your core.
What is wrong with you? I don't need help. He didn't do anything.
Ronald Keith Davis was a trooper who was married and had kids of his own. He reported that his ex-girlfriend was a threat to her own life and filed a petition of involuntary commitment against her. He filmed the entire incident, which ended up becoming evidence against his own wrongful actions. Take a look at this footage and judge for yourself.
And I can't relax. You just called the cops on me for existing because I didn't like your droop. You're insane. You're absolutely insane. But why are you treating me like I'm a criminal? Do you realize how insane you are?
He completely pinned her on the ground, despite having no actual evidence or reason to do so. All her protests or arguments fell flat, as he made no attempt to listen to her. It was told later by the victim that he had only known her for 4 months, and after an argument, threatened that he would frame her in messages that were given as evidence later on.
37 years of my life, this has never happened to me. I don't need help. I need to get away from you. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not going anywhere. Absolutely not.
The video of the incident rightfully landed him in a lot of trouble with the authorities. He got charged with several felonies, including, but not limited to, assault, unlawful restraint, strangulation, and more.